Today we are taking a look at the Surefire X300 Ultra. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. It is time again for another 5-Minute Friday, and this is the light that made me want to start this series. When I picked this light up, I was looking around for different reviews and things like that, and everything was just way too long in my opinion. There isn't a whole lot to say about this light, so chances are this one will be around the 5-minute mark. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into the Surefire X300. Surefire has finally released an Ultra version of the X300, now delivering 1000 lumens. In the past, the old one had a 600 lumen count, and that was one of the things that kind of pushed me away from ever buying one. The light is powered by two 123A batteries, which are included in the package, and it has a total runtime of about 1.25 hours. This is the X300U-B version, which means it features a T-slot thumb screw. The -A version has that sort of quick release thing where you kind of pull down on the sides. Not a big fan of that. So the -B uses this little thumb screw type of clamp on here, and this thing is super solid. This version can also be equipped with Surefire's handgun grip switch, and you could also mount it on Picatinny rails on long guns and use the optional XT remote switch. That gives this light a lot of versatility. The switches are very nice in my opinion, and they of course are ambidextrous for momentary and constant on. And the X300 Ultra is IPX7 waterproof up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. So if you are outside running this thing in the rain, there should be no issues at all. The entire light is made out of high strength aerospace aluminum, and it is mil-spec hard anodized for extreme durability. And when I say durable, this thing is bomb-proof. I bought the B version with the thumb screw because I knew that this was going to give me the best secure fit. There's nothing wrong with the A model. Like I said, you can kind of pull it down and take it off a lot easier, but I knew when I was going to buy this light that I wanted it to live on this exact gun. I do not have the need to take this thing off and put it on anything else very quickly, so that is definitely the best version for me. I only have it tightened down with my thumb right now, and there is no sign of this thing moving at all whatsoever. One of the reasons why that is nice is because obviously, even with a Glock 17 like this, the entire light has an overall length of about 3.6 inches from the back of the activation switches all the way up to the front bezel, and there is still a bunch of light that obviously sticks out past the muzzle. So what this is good for is obviously very close retention shooting if you are practicing any type of training like that. I can jam this light into a target and it is not going to push my slide out of battery. The bezel on here also has a little bit of a crown, so it's almost like a strike bezel, and I definitely would not want to get punched with this thing. What are you using a gun for? You are obviously using it to protect your life and to fight for your life, so this is definitely a good fighting tool. Not only could you smash someone in the head with this if you had to, but it is also super, super bright. The way the switches work on this is very similar to the Streamlight TLR lights. You can rock it down or up on both sides of the light. That is obviously what is giving you that constant on. But then there's also a little bit of texturing on the back of the switch, so if you come up here with your support thumb, you can actually press the switch in and get momentary. This is a very slick design. It also keeps it very simple. There's no strobe mode, so it's just constant and then momentary. Here's a quick look at what the light actually looks like at night. 1000 lumens is plenty bright in my opinion for a weapon mounted light, and as you can see, no matter where I shine this light, it lights up the entire room. With that high output, it is also good for umbrella lighting, so when I hold the gun straight up towards the ceiling with the light on, it lights up all of my surroundings. And this is obviously good in a situation where you need to light up different subjects, but obviously you do not want to be pointing the muzzle of the gun at anyone. There is a very bright hotspot in the middle, and in the past I was not a big fan of that. I am now starting to like the idea of it though, because I know for a fact that when I press off any kind of rounds, they are going to be going right in the center of that hotspot. This is probably also the most neutral light that I've ever owned. It's definitely not warm, which I really don't like in any type of flashlight, but it is also not super cool. It's not a blue tone. It's basically right in the middle. It's a nice bright white light, and that is another reason why this is becoming one of my favorite weapon lights. Now, while this is one of my favorite weapon lights, I can't necessarily recommend it. The reason for that being is that this light cost about $270 right now on Amazon. Now that I have this thing, I can tell that the price point is justified. This thing is just super solid. If I had to rely on just one weapon light, this would definitely be the one to use. I have a lot of rounds through this gun already with this thing mounted on the front, and as you can see, there is a little bit of discoloration on the top of the light. The lens you also have to keep clean every now and then. It gets a little bit dirty after a couple hundred rounds. But other than that, this thing is bomb-proof. Like I said, I could definitely see myself smashing this thing into pretty much anything. It is super bright. I really like the way the light looks. but I just can't recommend a light that is that expensive to an average consumer. I did get this light through Optics Planet, and I do have a 5% discount code on there, so if you guys wanted to go that route, you could save a couple bucks. And I can definitely recommend it if your financial situation kind of fits the bill, but I know this light is definitely not for everyone. That's basically it. I think I covered pretty much everything there, and chances are that was very quick, hopefully under 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions on the X300 Ultra B, feel free to leave those in the comments down below, and I will try to answer as many as possible. Now, if you are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe because I make new videos every week. That's going to be all for today, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.